Hello, everyone. Today we're running a replay. It's summer, so let's get to it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house and she is getting ready to lay it on us. We have a fabulous topic for you today. We hope you'll sit back and join in the conversation. How you doing this morning, Coach?
Good.
What is our topic today?
Today we're talking about temporary problems because that's what they are. They're so temporary, even when they weigh our shoulders down.
Mm. Okay. Temporary problems.
Yeah, everything's just so temporary that we really have to see that way when it's happening. Especially the things it's out of our control. We want to control it, so that's part of the problem that's happening. And we could, to a certain extent, if it's things that we can solve, but we should always go to the Father with it. But still, for the humans and the things that we can solve, we need to get in there and do it, right? So the first question is, why do we feel it's permanent? Like, what is that feeling of permanency? Because it's that permanency feeling that causes this eruption, and there's no way to turn, there's no way to go, and what have you. And then I want you to look at it, because I'm talking money. I'm going to talk a little bit of other things, but I'm talking money in this sense here. Are you poor? Are you broke? You need to know which statement is true for you, to your core. You need to understand. If you don't know, you need to go look up what is poor and what is being broke. And then categorize yourself, and then work on all the steps that will take you out.
Funny. I thought I could do a replay. But you're here, all the way from Toronto, Canada.
I don't know.
What happened?
Like, what is going on? You have me coming in late. I'm right here sitting at 5:02, and then you just go into the spin. Like, what is this?
You know what? It is 5 after. I think your clock's late. Maybe our clocks are off. I have 8:09. What do you have? We're live. We'll talk about it after the show, girl. Oh my goodness. What do you have for us today?
Today we're talking. Today's the 19th. Yes, and so we're talking about practice. Like, I got to be here to talk about this stuff. Like, come on.
Because we talked about it last week. We said, "Oh, we're going to be talking about this next week."
We're doing it.
Okay, so what's our topic today?
We're talking about practice. And for those of you who don't know, the reason we're talking about practice is because all the month of June, we talked about different kinds of wealth building, right? And we started off this month talking about consistency. Last week, we look at focus. And today we're talking about practice. We want to practice the things we talk about because it makes us better. Not, perfect, but it makes us better. So that's what we want to talk about. And so when we want to talk about great things on this channel, a lot of things tend to intertwine, guys. So well, we're doing it.
All righty.
So we're gonna let me first talk about the meaning. Let me jump right in. The actual application of the use of an idea or belief. So it's an application. That's what practice is. It's an application. And we're going to look at what does practice makes us, which I just hinted at, and why is there a need to practice regularly? And on the flip side, why do we never want to do it? And we're going to talk about that because we have to understand what we're feeling, what is happening, why we don't want to do certain things, so we can address the topic and make it make sense. Okay, guys? So let me get a sip of water. All righty. So what does practice makes us? Better, not perfect. You get better at whatever as you continue to practice that thing.
That makes sense.
Whatever that thing is, we practice it, right? When I went to woodworking school, I was a
Uh-huh.
teenager, and I wanted to be on the turntable, the table where you put the wood in and you use a specific tool, a chisel, and you see the wood start sinking, it making a line, it does all kinds of stuff. And I was excited to be on it. And the gentleman that was teaching me, he says, Karen, we're just going to do one. And I'm like, one? Let's just keep going, right? And he was like, no, you got to understand form, how to put the wood on the wheel, how to stand there, how to have a steady hand. There's all these different things that I didn't think of that
Mm-hmm.
was needed for me to have this perfect circle of really taking away wood so that I can have this beautiful design
Mm.
and depend on what I want to see. So he had laminated wood together, and we were going to make it smooth, and it was going to turn into either a walking stick or a rolling pin. And we have purple heart and green heart wood home, and we wanted to eventually showcase these beautiful woods, but first we had to go through this process to review it.
Yes.
Okay. And so you're taking away the pine and different things to get to this. And so it blends together, laminated, a whole bunch of process. I'm going to talk about that today, but that's what life is about. All these processes that's happening. But through practice, this beautiful walking stick, it feels like it appear, by the end of the month because I work on it, I sand it, I bring all the beautiful colors to the front, and then I polish it. I mean, I was a proud walking stick gal. I didn't need a walking stick, but I was so proud to see the
Yes.
end results, right?
Oh my goodness.
And that's because of practice, right? Now, I wasn't perfect because once the walking stick was finished, he was able to critique me on it. He says, Karen, are you able to balance with the stick? No, because I was learning. So my practice was getting me better, but wasn't good enough. There's some sprout at the bottom wasn't set right, so it couldn't stand by itself. I had to keep leaning it up. And so he was showing me this is why it's falling down. This is why you can't stand straight, right?
Oh,
More practice. Um,
okay.
I'm gonna lie, frustrated as a teenager. I was like, I just want to get on to the next thing. And he's like, no, we gotta get this done, right? Because let's say you wanted to gift this as a gift or you want to do something else with it. We wanted to have a good walking stick, right? It takes more
Mhm.
than just making it look like what I said. And so we went back in and see where I had leveled out too much, playing away too much, and get it back. I mean, it took 8 weeks to make the walking stick. And that's because I go once a week, right? But Terry, when it was finished, to his satisfaction,
Uh-huh.
I had a beautiful walking stick. I wasn't sliding down when I braced it up to the wall.
Okay.
I was so proud of it. I ended up giving it away as a gift. The person who
Mm.
received it was so happy, couldn't believe I made it, overjoyed with it, right?
Yes.
Because it was well done. And that's because I practiced on making the walking stick.
Gotcha.
You got to practice, guys. You got to practice. And so I talk about money. So let's go money. You got to practice learning about money. You got to
Mm.
practice learning how to keep the money. You got to
Okay.
practice, nobody has to teach you how to practice to spend money,
Mm-mm.
but
I think we get lots of practice at that.
yeah,
That's
because
why.
we give
But
ourselves a lot of practice.
they do let us practice because we're spending money all the time. You know what I mean? And we're
Yeah.
watching other people spend it.
Hmm.
So I guess we do get practice.
You get practice with the spending. Now,
Mhm.
the reason we complain sometimes about saving or investment is because we can get the immediate effect. You see,
Mm.
spending give you the immediate. Spending allow you to feel nice in a dress. I bought myself a couple of t-shirts the other day. I was just feeling me. I was enjoying it, and nothing's wrong with it. But I'm just
No.
giving a reference to it, right?
Mhm.
I was looking at I wanted to buy shoes. Excuse me, the other day, and I didn't expect to go to the place. A friend and I went there. I was like, I could buy the shoes. It's not because I couldn't buy the shoes, is that I wasn't prepared to buy the shoes. That's not what I wanted to do. So I walk away. The store is going nowhere. I can easily go back and get the shoes. But
Mhm.
sometimes if you haven't practiced enough, you would feel that you did yourself a disservice. That's why you walk away. We also went to the drug mart and she bought some multivitamins. And I really wanted to buy a bottle because it was on sale also. And I keep saying to myself, well, Karen, you don't need a multivitamin. You just buying it because she bought it. It was on sale. And I had this internal argumentary with myself. And I came home and I said, we were going to meet up a few days later. I'm like, I am going to buy the multivitamin. I was on my head about it. Let me tell you, my husband and I went to coffee on Sunday or Saturday, I can't remember what day. And we were talking about vitamins and the talk about vitamins for some reason. And he was saying that his doctor said to him, you don't need multivitamins. All your vitamins are doing performing well. Anything you take now is just going to run right through you. You don't need it. You're doing good. And I remember my doctor and I had the same conversation. She said, Karen, all you need is your vitamin D3 and you're good to go. Everything was working well. Now, I was buying multivitamin for no good reason. Just because my friend was buying and it was on sale.
It was on sale though.
I am good. Thank God he's been giving his daughter good sense and keep reminding her, Karen, you don't need a multivitamin. But it took me a whole week to get out of this idea that I should buy 2 bottles and stock up when I did not need the multivitamin. I had my own.
There you go. Because it's in our face, like you said, and we see someone else doing it and we know vitamins are supposed to be good for you, we presume this is an opportunity to save.
Yes, but I remember my doctor, she said, Karen, what would be the point? Because you're going to drink water and you're going to pee it out because you don't need it. When you need it, the body knows you're doing great with what you're eating, how you're carrying yourself, you're good. Yeah, workout and stuff, you're fine. I know you were smaller, so you don't like the size, but it's not like you're overweight. Okay. So we had this discussion. And yet I wanted to buy it. So I'm giving you a reference of even when you know what you shouldn't do, you're still tempted. That's already I want to get across to you. You're still tempted, okay?
Don't be all tempted. Yes,
we are. We're so tempted. Okay.
Yeah. I see you.
And I said, why is there a need to practice regularly? It's like coming into work. When you had a job, depending on the type of job that you have, when you're in low-paying jobs that the much is not there, you go in and you just tend to do what you usually do and look for other things to do. I noticed that I didn't notice it right away, but I noticed it over a period of time. But when you get into a high-paying job where there is some things that is expected of you, like a project or something, when I was in my career-paying job, I noticed that whoever I was relieving, because I work shift, would leave me things that wasn't finished up on their shift that I was responsible for. And I had other responsibility. And I noticed also my boss wasn't breathing down my neck to see if I got it done or not. He just expect me to have enough sense to get it done. Versus when I was at a low paying job, it feels like everybody's watching to see if it's going to get done. I also noticed that. But what am I getting at here? I know what I'm going in to do. Now let's move forward to the person who's going to start a business. You might feel that this is the time. So I'm going to talk about a starter and a middle ground. You might feel that now you're on your own, you can do whatever you like. I want you to erase that conversation in your head. I want you to say, I'm at work. When you're first starting a business, just realize you're starting a new part-time job. You're the boss of this part-time job, but so you have to gift yourself on the weekend what you want yourself to do Monday to Friday. You need to give yourself that gift. And so if that gift is, okay, Karen, or find your middle name. My middle name is Fern. Fern, here's what you do when you come in on Monday. You're going to be writing. We're going to be doing copy on Monday. You're going to be doing Canva design. When you come in, you're going to research A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We're going to get a video out to YouTube. So we need to figure that out. What we're going to talk about, script it out. All those things is going to happen on Monday. Here is what you do. Tuesdays, here's what we do. Wednesday, write it out. Sit down and write it out. And then when you come in for the next 3 weeks, no matter what happened, do the things that's on your list. Please. That is practicing. Do that.
Wow. It's so simple, but it makes sense because we do feel like, oh, I'm free, I'm in charge, I can come and go as I want. I can work 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 hours, 8 hours. You know what I mean? We have no routine yet. We
You
have
got to,
no process.
yes, use your own operation officer, but you have to be your boss to you. You have to be your boss to yourself. It is so important. So once you understand that, at the end of Friday, you're not feeling like you did nothing. You feel like so empowered. And I say this to you, and I'm talking no money at a point because I want you to see the work that it's going to take. Now, we're going to talk finances somewhere in between there. So you need to have a finance day where you sit down and you're talking about marketing. You're looking after sales. You're understanding the works you put in and what you need to get out of it. I know you did that beforehand, but I want you to make a day your finance day. That's all you're looking after, whether it's email, whether it's researching emails to send out cold emails, whether it is, and that's part of marketing, whether it's cold calling, warm calling, chatting, something surrounding bringing in your dollars. You have to have a financial day. In between all that you do, you should have some thinking going on. So all the stuff that I say you got to do, you got to do. But you want to spend some time practicing just allowing thoughts to flow into you for your business. We're going to be beating away those thoughts that has nothing to do with, I'm going to do the laundry, let me wash a couple of dishes. We're talking about the thoughts to grow your business. What do I need? Where do I want to see me go? What do I need to read? And allow them to flow and jot some notes down, but don't go do anything. I want you to just spend time in this place. If you're in a place you can go for a walk, go for a walk. If you can, go up and down your stairs. Give your body some rhythm to get into doing, releasing, letting go, and allowing things to flow back in.
Wow. Doing, releasing, and letting things flow. Wow. That's amazing right there.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Sometimes I do see it. just so you can not feel squeezing. That's the other thing about entrepreneurs. We feel like we can't breathe, we can't do nothing because we got to boom, boom, boom. But we have to have that rhythm because it just makes your life better. And allow yourself on the weekend to do something fun somehow, whatever your fun is. Do something fun. I find when I'm not creative, I get really down on myself. So I have to have that creative juices happening. I go to my sewing machine, I enjoy it. I paint. I'm not a painter, but you better believe it. I paint. I do embroideries. I just do the things that just make me come alive. I watch silly movies. I even watch Christmas movies in July. I'm doing a Christmas movie run in July, Christmas in July, and I'm just enjoying it. My kids are like, Mom, I don't care. It makes me feel good and happy and jolly inside. So I'm doing it. I do it every year. And so you want to have that happen. You really want to pay attention to that. And number 3, on the flip side, why do we never want to? Why do we never want to keep practicing? Because we might start off great, so the middle ground people. And let's say you're in the middle of your business right now. It's not making the money you thought it was going to make. You're barely covering 2,000 to 3,000. Sometimes you're barely making $100. Because there's the people who quietly is dying that all they make is $100 this week. And they really don't know what else to do because they'll say to me, if we end up in talks, I'm doing everything I can. But I know they're not doing everything they can because of what they're producing showcase that, right? If you're doing everything you can, you will see a difference. When you say to me, I'm doing everything I can, I know you're not, because if you're frustrated, you can do everything you can. If you are not seeing results money-wise, you're feeling like a failure. And if you are not being productive in what you're supposed to do, you beat up on yourself. So you can't do everything you can. And sometimes all I say is take a walk, go take a nap, put on the alarm, don't sleep, a nap. In 30 minutes, get back up and drink a glass of water, a cup of tea, wash your face, pick up a book and a pen, and write whatever comes to mind. Get yourself being led for the next step. Or maybe watch a video concerning what it is you're having a hard time overcoming. It leads right into the flip side. The reward is not as exciting over time. Over time, you're not as exciting. And I am an excited gal. And I tell you, when I don't get excitement, I go downhill. So I have to be mindful of I'm responsible to give myself my own excitement. So whatever business I'm in, I have to find out in my stuff what kind of excitement I need. Music, dancing, chit chatting, whatever excitement I need to gift it to myself. Give it to yourself. Number two, while you're in this middle ground, there's a lot of things that's going to happen. If you're a person like me who likes smooth sailing and don't like disruption or confusion or arguments, it'll come. Make room for it. This week, at least, I'll be in one or two arguments. How am I going to maneuver myself? I tell you, it just takes the pressure away. If you have an arguing mom that you call, that you argue with her, and she gets on the phone and she's arguing with you, some people have them arguing dad, sister, brother, whomever. Just let them have it and let them know you're not going to entangle in it. Move yourself away. If it was a spouse, same. Listen, move along. There's always somebody who comes in. When they come in, ask yourself, what are they seeing that's happening to you that they think they can come in and do this? What do you need to improve on yourself with? Do not worry about them. They have their own stuff happening. Just allow that thing to happen. And you could say simple words like, are you having a tough day? Is it hard for you today? Some people's not going to like when you say that, but it's going to pull them in their tracks because now you turn the focus around on they having to figure out themselves because they're projecting it on you. And it's not your battle. It had nothing to do with you. Now, if you cause it, go figure out why you caused it.
Coach, I never really knew that some people can be constantly argumentative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is their communication style.
Yes, yes, yes. It certainly is. I don't like it, but that is some people communication style. When I
Yeah.
was in college, I took a course on a certificate about tactical communication. I take a certification on it, and one of the things we covered was the confusion style of communication and how to bring them down and how to stop being involved in it. And I mean, we were saying like first when we paid for the course because it was a bonus, you didn't have to take it. And a couple of friends of mine decided to take it. And we're like, why did we pay money for this nonsense? Like we could have figured this out. But as he go forth in the certification, we start realizing, hey, we've encountered this and we didn't know what to do. We took it away. We kept it for a week. We were so mad with ourselves. And he had us role play and all that sort of stuff. And was a really good certification program because you get to see this is some people's style of communication. And when it's happening, you have to be able to move yourself away from it and understand it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like it, if it's a friend, you can dissolve the friendship. But if it's family, he's saying if it's family, a wife or kids, it depends on who it is, you will have to have the discussion with them and let them know how it makes you feel. And don't engage them because they'll keep coming back for more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. They'll keep coming back for more. And if you don't understand that you need to solve the problem, let me tell you right now, you're going to get disgruntled customers because somebody need to come in and fill that void. Also, this is the other part that he talked about. He says, you guys, this is the part people don't like to hear, but somebody has to fill that space of confusion.
Mm.
And it could be wide or it could be narrow. Your job is to narrow it down. So to expect a little bit of it happening, the yin and yang, and cut it off right away and get in there and use the language that will diffuse it and don't engage too much into it,
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard, especially if they're jabbing at you really hard and they find the weak spot, but you have to figure out how to do it, right? Not to do that. That's why when you got a course, a program, or you're selling physical items, you have to know your return policies. You have to understand what you wouldn't take. People will take advantage of it. You got to be firm in it. You can't just decide willy-nilly, this person can take it back and this person, no, you gotta stand your ground. I'm selling mugs, and in 7 days, if you don't return the mug, no damage, you can't get your money back. I'm selling t-shirts. If the neck is stretched and I see makeup on the neckline, I can't take back the t-shirt because I'm not going to wash it and shrink it. If you're selling a program, for me, everything is online. When you buy it, you get an introduction, you get it. Before I used to say you could bring it back, but people has stolen my stuff online and use it as their own. So there's always those people around. There's no friction because before you buy, before you check out, I'm gonna ask you again, you're buying it because there's no return on it because of such. When I coach, I want you to understand clearly what I'm coaching you on. And if you need time to go away and think about it, I had spoken to you about it. What we're gonna do, the problems we're gonna look at, how I'm gonna walk you through it,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen. But you're gonna have to do the work I give you to do because when you do the work, you're gonna get results. I'm not asking you, I'm not guaranteeing. Life is not about guarantee, but what I'm telling you is if you do the work, you will see results
Okay.
because it's a proven system that I've developed over time through trial and error. I know that it works. And I know human beings, the only reason it's not working is because you're not doing it. I had a professor who was a psychologist too, and I took his psych class, and he talked about it all the time. He says the only patients that don't get results is the ones who don't want to go away and do the work I ask them to do because they think if they sit in my chair and they talk to me, they don't have to do anything else. But they have to go home and work on the processes that we talk about. They gotta go. They might have to write a letter to a family member. They might have to go and do a confrontation stuff. Sometimes, if people will allow me, I can be the mediator for it, depending on how serious it is, right? So if they do the work, they see results.
That makes sense. It makes sense. And if we don't want to practice, it's just like the piano. If we don't want to practice, we won't be able to have the success we need in order to produce beautiful music.
Exactly. I was watching a movie where this girl is a pianist from the time she was about 3. She just went up to piano and started playing, and nobody could understand how she could play the piano. And the dad said, "Oh, this is a gift from God. This is just your gift." And he would encourage her. And then he died, and so she didn't have the encouragement from him. And then something happened to her mom, and she went into foster care. And then an aunt took her over. But in every aspect, she kept practicing. And then when she was about to go on Broadway, or can't remember where she was supposed to go on Broadway, and to have the biggest audition of her life, she got sick, went to the hospital, kidney failure. And they told her she's going to be in dialysis. She won't be able to do anything for herself. And it was just dampering with the news she got. And she came outside, she cried, and she said, "God, if you for me, who can be against me?" And she was just singing to herself. And she says, "Okay, what do I do well?" And she went and practiced. And a friend of hers said, "How could you practice in a time like this?" She says, "That's all I got. This is what God has gifted me with." And she went back and she says, "Okay, tell me what I got to do. I'm going to do it, and tell me how I'm going to play the piano." And she had a teacher who said to her, "You got to rest. You can't play the piano." And she keeps saying to the lady, "I need to play the piano. It's not about if I could. I have to play the piano. When I'm not on dialysis, I have to play the piano." They kick her out of the program because she got in a scholarship. It was crazy, a crazy up and down road. But I tell you, holding on to her gifts, that's what it was. Holding on to her gifts. Even when she met a doctor that became her boyfriend, she told me, like, "I love you, but if I can't play the piano, there's nothing else I have. This is what God gifted me with." And she recognized, like, I didn't finish out the movie because something happened, but she was saying, because of her playing the piano so well and practicing, she helped so many kids in the hospital when she was at the hospital.
There you
She
go.
touched so many lives. She said, "That's what I'm supposed to do, touch lives." So, guys, practice, because your gift that you were given and the talents that God laid upon you is for you to share with the world.
Mm.
But you got to practice and get good at it so you can share it. You can't give people things halfway. Your job is to practice, practice, practice. I am very well, now I don't deny it. I know tons of stuff, but that's because I spend a lot of time doing
Mm-hmm.
it, reading, investigating, researching. And not every time I want to, just so you know, guys. I'm telling you right now, not every time I want to. But now it's in us. I just do practice.
Wow. So, Coach Caren, I don't know what to say. I think we all know that we need practice, right?
We all know we do.
That's the best thing for us. Even when we're growing up and in elementary school, we have to go home and practice our math,
Yes.
practice our reading.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we've been told all our lives we need practice, but sometimes we just need a reminder.
Yes, that's true. That's true. You know, we got to practice. The pastor, for him to come and do a good sermon, he has to go in and read, and we all got to
Study.
practice.
Hmm.
We all gotta practice.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for reminding us that one of the things that we need to do is take time out to practice.
Yes,
Mhm,
please. Mm,
mhm. So if
mm.
you're looking for a great coach, we can recommend somebody to you, and that would be Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. You can go here and I believe and schedule an appointment. So we're going to put that in the chat. Also, you can sign up for her course, which is coming up. It's
So
self-directed, right?
yes, so that's a switch. The one before that Terry put up, that was the
Oh,
course, and this is the
oh,
meeting.
yes, I see that
Yeah,
description. Okay,
yeah,
so this is the schedule,
yes,
and this is the course. Because if
yes,
you follow that line, you'll see it
yes,
says course.
yes.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to make sure that those things appear in the chat,
Yes, 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 yes.
and I will put the schedule up first so people can schedule. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to put in the course.
Ooh.
I know. So that'll appear in the chat. So if you're looking to take the course, you'll be able to find the link. Coach Caren always has such wonderful things for us. And I encourage you to take the course. You want to tell us a little bit about the course, Coach, real quick?
Vision board of possibility. That's what the little course is about. It really helps you to bring your vision to life. If you spend the time going through it, it's not long. But it just gives you things to prompts to do, and it's a continuum. I see it as you continuously improve on yourself, and this is one of the ways to do it. I just walk you through it. It's really good. It's really really good. All right, guys.
Well, I want you to remember that you can find Coach Caren Fern at Profits in
Mhm.
Daily,
Yes.
anywhere on the internet machine.
Hmm. On the internet machine.
Internet machine. And if you're looking to connect with us here at BizChicks, you can find us at bizchicks.net,
Hmm.
or you can join our community by simply texting biz to 33777. Come on over. We'd love to help you
Yes,
share what it is you do and
yes,
how you serve. So,
exactly.
with that, we want to remind you it's great to make money in your
In
business.
your business.
So, go to the front of your own
You're
life.
lying. Yes, I love
Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
it.
Bye bye.